I travel and I have a strict schedule, and it wasn't always easy. I had to find my own way, and when I was younger, I didn't really have a proper way to eat. I didn't follow too much guidance other than the magazines back then. We didn't have the internet, so I learned a lot through picking up magazines at the gym or watching people work out. I was fortunate enough to hire a nutritionist at 18, which taught me a lot how to eat, meal plan, and I eat every 2.5 hours, and continually grow and process into what eventually was my absolute best. And I think that led over to what I try to preach to a lot of people nowadays is it just takes a lot of dedication to get your body fit and reach personal goals. I think a lot of people have a hard time committing to diet, nutrition, what they eat, how they eat, frequency of meals, which even if you're just a normal person not working out like a Jay Cutler, you still need to follow the guideline of eating every 2.5 to 3 hours. Meal timing is obviously important. Your largest meals of the day should be your first meal of the day, the meal before you train, the meal after you train. So I always tell everyone to work their basis off that when they're trying to build a nutrition program. And the kind of foods you eat, I mean, it changes a lot. I mean, I try to stay on a similar diet year-round. When I get ready for competition, I eat a lot more low-fat protein sources, but I try to stick to the basics. And I eat pretty much the same thing for the last 20 years. Morning, I have a meal 1 through 6 or 7, and I frequently eat every 2.5 hours as the ultimate goal. And I think that's important for anyone. 2.5, 3 hours, keep your metabolism up and keep your body burning. When I started training, I was kind of coaxed into competing. I wasn't really sure if I really knew what competing really was. Shaving down your whole body and throwing on that fake tan and getting up under lights, in those small posing trunks, I was really nervous about doing that. And I was really scared. I mean, anyone that's competed and sitting here watching, it's pretty nervous to get up there and in front of a crowd, and you're not sure if you're gonna look stupid or do something like stupid. But it's all a learning process. I mean, at one time, Jay Cutler did his first bodybuilding competition, and I was really scared. Even by the time I got my pro card, I remember going to guest pose at a lot of events, and I'd be scared. And I always try to tell everyone that, you do as much as you can to get in the best shape you can and present yourself the best way on stage. And don't be afraid of what the bad things. Think about just being confident, getting up there, and if you look the best you can possibly look, it's going to be really fun. And I fell in love with competing. As soon as I was up on that stage, the crowd was cheering, and I looked down in the audience, I saw my mom there and my sister that supported me in the very beginning, and it really gave me motivation to continue. And I became the best as a teenager at 19, and I was able to take the time and work my way into the men's division and work my way through the ranks until I earned professional status at 23 years old, and moved through competitions in the pro ranks and worked my way from the bottom all the way to the Olympia stage. And I finished second to last out of my first Mr. Olympia, which was very disappointing. But I knew I could be better, and I didn't give up. And I always try to tell people nowadays, it's sometimes you got to get knocked down in order to work harder to become better. And that was definitely one of those experiences. I know a lot of people may read the magazines or look online and think that, Jay's career is valued at winning Mr. Olympia titles, but we all had to start from the bottom in order to get up on the top of the Olympia stage and compete with the best. And along the way, I've met a lot of great people, and I've had a lot of experiences talking with people and traveling the world. And the stories that I've bodybuilding and other ventures inside this business. The greatest gift that's been given to me is people that come to these expos and say, you know what, I read an article, or I was able to shake your hand in an event X amount of years ago, or whatever, where they had some sort of connection to Jay Cutler, and I changed their lives for the better. In the beginning, that's what I never thought about whatsoever. I never thought, wow, I want to be someone that's going to influence people and help them become better people themselves. And I always tell everyone at my age now, that's the greatest gift that I could have is to influence people to become not necessarily a professional bodybuilder, because times have changed a lot. People don't maybe not want to be someone like myself or as big as me. People say to me all the time, I don't want to get as big as you. I said, you can anyway, so it doesn't matter. Or I love, oh yeah, I have a son, he's 16 years old, he's your size. I'm like, I get that all the time. My son's your size. But it's really, really great to come to these kind of things, and then, through emails and the way I can contact people from all around the world now. I didn't have that in the beginning. I used to handwrite letters to all my fans and stay in touch that way. And now with the emails and internet access, it's amazing. The outreach is worldwide, and I feel our business is continuing to grow.